Yo, fucko. Hey, fucko, what's going on? Joey Karate here.
Joey Karate here. Fuck make my guap. I'm going with Anderson Silva, punching him out, the best striker in the game.
Joey Karate here. You seen I got attacked by multiple assassins. They took my fucking green belt and put an orange belt on me like I'm some fucking punk from the other side. Joey Karate still here. Now I gotta go because I know who the 18th motherfucker is, and I'm gonna choke him out. You understand me? See you later.
Talking about your podcast, it was fucking hilarious. They were talking about Lee Syatt, and they were like, what Joey has done to that poor guy. He's like, every time he sees him, he's forcing him to eat mushrooms, he's got to take acid, he's giving him pot, he's giving him edibles, he's lying to him about the dosages.
Lee loves it. I'm gonna say he loves it.
He does. He's great.
We did that liquid acid with the ice cube, with the sugar cube.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
About 2 weeks ago, we did it 2 nights in a row. It was hilarious.
On the show you did it?
Yeah, and then he called me the next day. He's like, that was fun. He goes, I went to CVS at 4 a.m.
He wasn't like that before he met you, though.
No, but he's having a great time.
You turned that kid into a freak.
He's not a freak, man. I turned him into a functioning savage. But I love him I love him with all my heart because he makes me laugh so much, Joe. Like he just, I'm 54. It's 28. He's half my age.
Right.
I see life from his perspective, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Well, you guys get along together great. It's like a great dynamic, the two of you together. It works really well.
Oh, I don't see him too much during the week, so I keep the relationship fresh. We talk all the time. I torment him all the time. The other day I called him. I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? He goes, what are you talking about? I go, I just got a letter from the state. Why is your fucking phone tapped? I tormented him for 20 minutes about his phone. Why would my phone be tapped? I go, do you work for the CIA? Is that what the fuck it is? They made you come over and take my acid so you can report back to them? No!
You said it to him.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't work for the CIA! I said, don't worry about it. It must have been a mistake.
Now you got all fucking paranoid.
When the guy got me the liquid acid, I called him and I said, listen, I got liquid acid. He's like, and you could hear him getting anxiety on the phone. He goes, oh no. Right? Like you could hear a little bit. And then he goes, how are we going to do it? I said, so we're going to get sugar cubes and put the acid on it. But I called him back like a day later. I didn't have no acid and I had no sugar cubes. I just made it up. I go, listen, I just put the acid in the sugar cubes, and I put them in the Tupperware, and I put a lid on it, and I left, and when I came back, the lid had blown up. So whatever's in that acid is going to be really fucking strong. I go, I put aluminum foil over it with holes so it could breathe, so the acid won't fucking go into, oh my God, I had him going for 3 weeks. I go to Cleveland, guess what? Some guy comes up to me, gives me a tube of acid.
Party started.
I could tell when I saw him, this is my man right here. This is Jew Central.
So, so how often does this happen that you see some guy and you're like, I gotta stay here?
I just know. I just have a feeling. I feel other people that are like me sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, oh, let me just see what this motherfucker's going to do. Maybe he's going to order something that's interesting. And he goes, excuse me. Do you work here, sir? He tells this kid. And I don't know what nationality this kid is. I know he's not American. He's not Spanish. He's not Brazilian. He's something else. I don't know. And he goes to the kid, excuse me, do you work here? And he's kind of nice, the guy. He's opening up very nice. Hi, how are you? He goes, you work here, kid? Yeah. He goes, listen, I need a nice sandwich, all right? He goes, I want this on this with a little bit of this. And he goes, and on top of that, I want some liver. Right? Just like that. I want some liver. And the guy goes, huh? He goes, I want liver. Liver. You know liver. You got liver? It's around here somewhere. He can't find it, the guy. He's like, liver. Liver. You know liver. The guy's like, liver? Liver. And I'm standing right there. And I'm about to, and the guy looks at me like, can you believe this shit? And he looks back at the fucking guy and he goes, liver. You put it on a sandwich, liver. You don't know what liver is? And the guy's like, liver? Like he keeps saying it. I do not know. Liver, you fuck. Liver. And the guy's trying to keep it together. And I can see his face getting red. He's like 5'2". He's like, liver. I told you liver. Don't you know how to say fucking liver? Who hired you? What the? And all of a sudden, in the middle of his rage, he goes, where's your manager? Maybe that fucking guy speak English. And he turns, and the door swings open. Like, you couldn't write this. The door swings open, and the guy comes out with a dot and a fucking turban. I mean, and he looks at him, and he goes, liver. I'm looking for fucking liver, because the guy was old. Now he's getting upset. He's liver. I want liver on my sandwich. And the guy's like, liver. And he goes like, you don't know either? What the fuck? What? Can somebody please hire somebody that's a fucking American? And he says something in this thing, and as he pulls away, he looks at me. We make eye contact, and he goes, tell me about it. I said to him, tell me about it. Now, finally, somebody thinks like me. I go, tell me about it. He goes, go fuck yourself too. And he just walks away from me. 9 out of 10, I would have told the old man to go fuck himself. But I haven't been told to go fuck myself in such a long time like that I kind of liked it. I was like, I love this fucking old guy. I was like, yes, there's finally old fucking Jews in the world. He told me to fuck off. That's what he said. I go, hey, tell me about it. You know, because he yelled. Once the Hindu came out with the turban, he fucking lost it. He looked at him like I was looking for an American, and they throw this fucking guy out here. This is worse than Sprint. Because Sprint always throws a fucking Hindu at you at the end. Like, you get them call Sprint, bro. They'll throw an American at you, and then to throw the fucking full court press on you, they'll throw a Hindu at you, and your world is done. Your world is done. Hello, what the fuck? I'm telling you, I did not call.
Don't eat the brownies.
Don't eat the brownies, but eat the brownies. It's good for you. They got sugar in them. They'll bring you back to life and shit. We'll send Lee on a fucking run. Me and Lee will go get you hot dogs or something. No, we're still going here. It's all right. You have a spot tonight or anything?
No.
All right.
I was just making sure it wasn't like the next day.
No. We still wouldn't be here. Get the pillow. Hug the pillow. We ain't going to leave you alone. You're going to be fine. Sometimes people, you know, that's the. How many stars did you eat tonight, Lee? I took it easy.
I think you gave me 8. Didn't you give me 8?
7.
Seven?
I've been counting.
I don't know.
I ate like 9 of them.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You count mine, but you had 2 to yours.
Please, I ate 3 for every one you have.
No, you did not.
Yeah, Lee.
That'd be you eating 21.
Lee, stop it. I was eating. I ate at least 9 stars if you ate 7. I eat them like nothing. You owe me 2 stars.
I did not owe you 2 stars.
Get the fucking
There's
snack,
always
you
like
cocksucker.
like a bank with you.
I'm going to Long Island this weekend. Governors.
Oh, shit.
Then the following week, Thursday night, working out with Uncle Joy, $10 at the Ice House. We'll have a good little time. We show up with D'Agostino, showed up James. What are you giggling about?
Just the way you said $10.
$10. Come out. You have a couple fucking cocktails at the Ice House. You eat some sushi in Pasadena, and you fucking go home by 10:30. Who's better than you? I'm trying to get people home early. I don't like people lurking out at night. It makes me nervous. I can't sleep at night with other podcast people.
That's the main goal of your shows, just to get people home early?
Early. I need you home by 11. By the time the news, you gotta know what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to watch Kimmel or nothing. Fuck all that nonsense. I need for you to watch the first 15 minutes of the news, so.
You've never once told me to watch the news.
Because it don't matter. You're not gonna watch it anyway. I've been telling you for years to stop eating hummus. You're supporting ISIS. Every time you buy hummus, $1 goes to fucking ISIS. And you keep giving them money, So next time they Aleppo somebody, that's you that put the money in their fucking pocket. Next time you see a kid with dust in his eyeballs, think of the fucking time you were dipping, having a good time with Paula. Then you go back to the house and you both smell each other's fucking hummus farts. That's what really fucking destroys my insides.
Oh my God.
To sit there with somebody and smell their hummus farts. Your ass is pointed at them and their ass is pointed at you. It's like Korea and America. Jesus Christ. 2 years, 6 years I know you. Please stop eating that shit.
Never.
You go in there, you eat that grade 4 chicken
I do not
that
eat
they
right
get
for.
from Syria after they bomb the joint. Where do you think they get that chicken in there? After they bomb a joint, they send those chickens over for 10 cents on $1. There was an agent, I forget what his fucking name was. He owned the agency where I met Rich Super and the guy from, it was called IAG. You know how that guy made all his money?
Yeah.
Importing third world chickens to fucking, like companies like McDonald's. Chickens that are missing an eye and a leg.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you get in those fucking restaurants. And you're going to keep going in there, eating that third world nuclear fucking war chicken shit with that fucking hummus that just clogs you up. Every time you eat hummus, look, it's amazing. It's all carbohydrates. It's 9,000 fucking carbs. What do you think you're eating? Yeah.
Beans? I don't know.
Yeah, fucking beans. That garbanzo shit. They put it the chopped salad at my favorite Italian restaurant. Tell them, don't put garbanzo beans in my salad. I'll fucking stab you. I'm even mad at the fucking garbanzo bean. I grew up on garbanzos. I'm fucking Cuban. We used to make a thing called garbanzo frito. It's fried garbanzos with chorizo, with onions and peppers. Jesus Christ. And they got to cook them in one of those brown things like you live in New Mexico, like in a hut. What was the kid? There was a kid in North Bergen I grew up with, and he had a name. He was one of those kids that he got stuck in his mother's pussy. So they had to use one of those forks to take his head out.
The tongs! The jaws of life.
His head
They got the jaws of life.
what was his name? Vinny Warhead. They used to call him his name. So they called him Vinny Warhead on the street. He was a little bit of a tart, but he was okay. He had a little drool to him and shit. So he wanted to be a fireman. That was his dream. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a fireman. So they wouldn't make him a fireman, so they made him a volunteer fireman. But they gave him like a shield just to like appease him and shit.
Hat, they gave him
Like,
that.
no, the hat wouldn't fit.
I was gonna say, would the helmet fit?
That was the problem. They had to give him like a Halloween hat. Like a witch's hat. So it could, if he got hit in the head with a brick, it would hurt him. So he sued the town of North Bergen because they wouldn't make him. He got his fucking diploma, but he sued the town of North Bergen because they wouldn't make him a fireman because they couldn't find a helmet to fit his head. So Vinny Warhead said, fuck it. They gave him a little money to go away. So when Vinny...
They paid him off.
They paid him
They
off.
gave him the Michael Jackson
They
money. They gave him the Michael
They gave him
Jackson.
like $25K to get a bicycle and a dog.
That's
a
it? Just
service dog.
$25K?
I swear to my mother's grave.
That's all it takes to
So
give
he
up
was-
your dream.
So he was a volunteer fireman. They thought he would forget all about it, but no,
Right.
he was showing up at the fires. So about a month
He
into,
wasn't even going in on the trucks. He would just show up.
He would just show up with like a truck with lights on it and shit. And then after a year, he started lighting his own fires.
Oh no!
Just to put him out, just to have something to do.
No, and he would call the fire department, and before they get there, he'd come out running from the trees, and he'd go, I should be a fireman with his little witch hat on. He'd be yelling with his little witch hat on, I'm a better fireman than you guys. I got here before you, and I don't even have a house and a ladder with a speaker. Dog, I think he killed himself. They fucking arrested him and shit,
Jesus.
and poor little Vinny Warhead iced himself. I think. I don't know the whole story.
But put him on.
Were you too old for Vinny Warhead? Okay.
But put him on the 20. See, put him on the 20.
Oh, we put him on a 5. No, Vinny Warhead.
Vinny Warhead goes on the penny, I think.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Here's
one time when I was living in Boulder, Kathy's mother, Kathy, my ex-wife, the one who hates me, I was living with her sister and her husband. I was renting out the downstairs. And my wife calls, at the time she was my girlfriend, she calls me at like 9:30 and she goes, hey man, your friends just called you, Sabatino and Tommy Russo and this other guy. They flew into Denver Stapleton on a fucking 2-day. They left Jersey, went to Vegas, and then in Vegas they got coked up and they said, we're out here, we might as well go see Coco. And these guys had loot. Danny Bianculo was one of those guys. Danny calls into the podcast. And I take a fucking cab. I call them back at the airport. They're at the fucking airport. I got to pay for them. They're like, where are you? Blah, blah, blah. They go, take a cab. We'll pay for it. We'll meet you at the airport. I get to the airport. They left. They left like $200 with a fucking guy waiting for me. The guy wait. They gave him like $500 to wait for me and to give me $2 with a note. Go to Shotgun Willie's. We go to Shotgun Willie's. They're in there. They got a whole table control. They're in there throwing hundreds. They each got an ounce of blow on them. I'm not fucking kidding you. I go, listen, guys, I need a bump. We go back to the hotel room. They give me a few fucking bumps. We go back to Shotgun Willie's. I ate somebody's ass. Somebody sucked my dick. It was horrible. We went back to the hotel room. We got so paranoid. We hid the coke in the tissue paper things in the wall. Yeah. Then the next morning, they all got up and they're like, Cokes, we're leaving. Like they got out. You know, like when you wake up fucking in your reality. They were in Denver. After sleeping 12 hours, they were in Denver. They're like, how do we get to Denver? They're like, we're going home. I go, you want the blood? Like, no, keep it. I go in there. There's like an ounce and 3/4. I call my wife. I go, listen, I got the girl. I go, I got an ounce and 3/4. Come get me. This is before I got locked up. This is 86, the beginning of 87. I call her up. They leave me like $200, these guys. I call her up. I go, can you meet me? I'm taking a cab to a cheap hotel. I take the cab to a cheap hotel. I called her up. She goes, I can't meet you. I can't go out there. But save some of the coke. We'll sell it. I had no money at the time, guys. At 1 ounce and 3/4, they left me 1 rock with a little bit of powder. They were like, this is the tail end of a kilo we bought 2 weeks ago. Like, these guys were crazy. Wow. Yeah. They give me I check into this hotel, but I'm getting paranoid. I'm looking out the window, and I see that every 10 minutes a car pulls in. And another car pulls in. Another car pulls in. So now I'm getting paranoid. So I take a gallon of water, and I take one of the coke rocks, and I throw it in there to see how long it takes the rocks to dissolve. Now I'm hearing drills, and I'm hearing saws.
Oh, shit.
So in my mind, they're coming through the ceiling. So I start fucking snorting like there's no tomorrow. Lee, I'm doing bumps. I'm in the bathroom on my hands and knees doing coke. It's all over the bathroom floor. Finally, I got like 1 ounce left, and I dump it down the fucking toilet and flush it. I start doing the coke that's around. I look out after 4 hours there, I look out the window. It's an ATM machine, like a bank with the people that go to make deposits. I thought it was the FBI switching cars on me. Now I'm in front of the toilet for 6 hours. There was little yellow spots where the coke had just flushed and stick to the side. I had my hand in the toilet, and I would take these things and put them in my nose. But then there was a gallon of water that I had thrown a coke rock in. Now I'm down, I'm jerking off, it's 12 hours later.
You start drinking that water?
I forgot all about it. I started drinking the water, and I lost my voice. I couldn't talk until it's like...
Oh my
It
God!
turned into like Mickey Mouse. And my girlfriend's calling me, what happened to the blow? And I'm... Suck my dick. I'm going to go up there and give you 150%, but I'm going to go up there and try new shit. Last night I was talking about that we've all as men at one time or another Me Too'd somebody. That's how you learn not to be a Me Too'er, is by Me Too'ing somebody one time, and then you go, that wasn't right, and then I'll never Me Too again. For me,
That's
I was
a weird adjective.
Oh, and I started out with it. I opened up with it to really put myself in the fucking hole of debt. I might as well go out there with a
Is that an adverb? What is that?
Me Too'ing?
Is it a verb? Yeah. If you meet to somebody?
It has to be an adverb, yeah. It's like
The only way you learned how to the only way you learn how to not be a Me Too'er is by Me Too'ing. You shoplifted candy when you were a kid, right?
Yes.
And your mother told you smacking. She goes, that's not right. Same thing with Me Too'ing. This L.A. is a fucking... Me Too was invented here. They fucked Marilyn Monroe to death. They fucked her to death. Her vaginal thing looked like that fucking embassy in Tehran, whatever they bombed.
What was that famous Fatty Arbuckle case where there was a...
It's just disgusting people out here.
Yeah.
This is, we're between the Bikram documentary, did you see that one?
I didn't see that,
That filthy fucking animal getting women to suck that fucking 90-degree weather, 6 yoga session dick. That's just cruelty to animals. You could put you in jail for just sucking that dick. Harvey, all that shit happens here. But as men, we've all Me Too'd somebody when you were a kid by mistake. And for me, I was in love with this lady named Faye. She was 37, had big juicy tits. She'd wear hot pants. I was about 14. I had never even seen a vagina, no titties, nothing. And we used to play basketball, and our 2 dogs were blind. She had French poodles, and she had flip-flops, and she'd cross the street, and she was so hot. She was 38, and she had a husband that was like 60. He would just barely be alive, like that dude from Texas that was fucking
J. Howard
Nicole.
Marshall.
And he would watch her because he knew he was savage, so we were going to take her down. She had 2 daughters, and the daughters were badass. But one of my Goombas dated one of the daughters. I never told him I was in love. Every time I played basketball, Faye would come out and the game would just stop. And she'd turn for us, and the sun would shine through her halter. Remember halter tops in the 70s? And she had real yummy titties with the nipples sticking up. And it drove me crazy. I was 13, 14. I lived through that. I'd see her in the winter with pants on. She looked delicious. And finally, summer of fucking 79, I'm getting all fucked up with some friends of mine, and we're drinking fucking nips. We snorted some angel dust, and we're listening to Led Zeppelin 2. If you're going to fuck anybody, Led Zeppelin 2 is the album to get you. It starts off with a whole lot of love. That just gets your hips moving, and then it goes into the Lemon song. And he's talking about squeeze me, baby, till the juice runs down my leg. I'm like, that's it. The juice is running down my leg tonight. My mother was a flower chick. She had flowers everywhere. I put on like a shirt. I swear to God, it had to be about 10 because she would walk the dog at night, but the husband was
How old
60.
were you at the time?
15. The dog would sleep. The husband would pass out by 8. So she would take the dogs out for the 10 o'clock. She would put them down, and, they were kind of blind French poodles, and she would still wear the fucking tighty whities, the Dixie
Pants.
Dixie Dukes, Daisy
Dukes.
shorts. This is in the 70s before Daisy even was invented. She already had the Daisy on with the shirt, and I remember being on that Angel Does hiding in the weeds, like fucking, and with the flowers. I had flowers for her. I was going to bring her flowers. But my plan was to attack her, like just jump her in the thing, throw her down, and give her the flowers. This is how crazy I was.
You were going to attack her.
Like I couldn't take it no more. Like I wanted to marry her. Like that's how fucked up I was.
And you were on Angel Dust.
And I was on Angel Dust. It was whatever, THC crystal, call it what you want. It's animal tranquilizer, no matter how you look at it. And I remember that I ran up on her, and she turned, and she goes, Coco, what's going on? I go, and I just stopped and I go, Faye, I'm in love with you. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, Faye, I've been in love with you for 2 years. I want to run off with you. Fuck my mother. I'm like, let's get a job. Let's leave. Wow. And she's looking at me like I was retarded. First of all, she's looking at me like this kid is fucking snapped. And she goes, you've been drinking. I'm like, I still love you. Take the flowers. And she goes, I'll tell you what, if I divorce my husband, I'll consider it. And I was like, okay, I can live with that. Can I give you a kiss? And I kissed her on the cheek, and I could feel the heat going up my head. And finally, as I went to turn away, I looked at her legs. She had the juiciest legs in the world. And I go, can I touch your thigh? And she goes, go ahead, Joe Rogan. I touched like her kneecap. And my dick just exploded with sperm. I ran away like Steven Seagal. You ever see Steven Seagal run? He runs like a fucking retard with that little limp. You ever see Steven Seagal run? A sheep fucking society today. We're all trying to be the same person. If you look around, we're all looking the same. When you go to Silver Lake and do Malo, and you get on stage, look at the people, and 80% of people look the same. They all got the same fucking glasses, the same tight jeans, the same tattoo of the Chinese sign. Everybody wants to be the fucking same here. Everybody's thinking the same. You wake up in the morning, walk into a studio for an audition. What does everybody have in front of them? A cup of what?
Coffee.
Starbucks. And if you ain't got Starbucks, you ain't invited to the fucking party.
Really?
You see Starbucks raise their prices 20% again?
Did they really?
How much more are you going to pay for coffee?
They got you hooked.
They got you hooked.
They want that money.
It's not coffee. Everybody got coffee. It's the status of going to Starbucks. Oh, my God.
Is it really?
No,
Yes. It's status. Oh, my God. How many times you see a
Who's
picture?
impressed that you go to Starbucks over the coffee? I go to Coffee Bean. They have better croissants.
It doesn't matter. You know
Better
what I'm saying?
muffins, too.
Yeah, but
Muffins
In
are
today's
much higher
society,
quality.
when we were growing up in Boston or Denver, you lived at your grandfather's in Newark, people would have a little fucking blue cup that said coffee, and
Yeah.
you went to a diner and you said, give me, what was it called?
Do you remember they used to have the Greek stuff?
Right.
Like little Greek guys
What's
on
it
the
called?
cups?
What's it called? The coffee? Medium? How did you order
guys.
coffee?
Regular.
When we yeah, regular. What's regular?
Regular
Milk
cream and sugar.
And 2 coffees, right?
Yeah. Or 2
regular.
sugars.
Now look what we have, but we didn't carry the coffee cups like a Budweiser. It's like when you go out at night, you take a picture with somebody. What do they always got in their hand? Put the fucking beer down. But nobody can put the beer down. God forbid they don't party out. God forbid they don't party.
Party out? What does that mean?
Let's put the butt so they can tell I'm drinking. What the fuck? Put the beer down, you fuck. Same thing with coffee in our society. Everybody wants to fucking be cool and drink that fucking coffee.
Have you ever had someone look at your cup and go, what is that, fucking Coffee Bean? What, you can't afford Starbucks, bro?
Yo, step up to
No,
the Starbucks.
but why would you wait
Dunkin' Donuts, bro?
Why would you
Really?
wait on that line when 7-Eleven got the same fucking coffee?
No, it doesn't.
No, it
It's that
doesn't.
same. Listen, that Brazilian bold will keep you up for 3 days. That's what ISIS drinks. Don't tell me my fucking business. We think ISIS drinks fucking take coffee? Fuck you. They drink fucking Brazil. You ever drink Brazilian? You ever drink Brazilian bold from fucking Dunkin' Donuts? Fuck you. Fuck you.
that's Dunkin' Donuts.
Fuck everybody. Fuck all you dumb motherfuckers that pay $8. Look at me. Antibiotics and anti-fungus. Go to Dunkin' Donuts and get that Brazilian fucking bold and come back and see me. That's liquid fucking meth.